Akala niya yung mga life namin perfect or mapakasaya, nagbabiyahe, nag-shopping, whatever.
Meron palang hugot ang buhay ni Vicki Belo. From your childhood, bakit Spanish ang salita mo nung bata ka?
Yung parents ko, they wanted me talaga to learn Spanish. Gustong-gusto nila na marunong ako Espanyol. So they made an agreement na from the age, since I was born, I only speak Spanish. I'm from Cebu. I was born in Cebu. And my dad's from Capiz, right? It was only Ilonggo and Cebuano that I would hear.
Okay.
So when I went to Assumption for kindergarten, I couldn't speak English. So they had a very hard time with me. Bigla na lang, from all Spanish to all English.
Vicki is very open about the adoption thing.
Kwento is, I was born a Cancho. I was the 5th child in a family. There were 3 girls, 1 boy, and then me. And Belo, my Belo mom, is a sister of my Cancho mom. And they couldn't have kids. They were married for 9 years with no children. My Cancho mom got pregnant every 10 months, 11 months. So I always have Irish twins. Like my older brother and I, for 1 month, are the same age. And my younger brother, si Billy, pareho rin kaming age. So I think my Belo mom told my Cancho mom, "Shit, can you just give us a baby, please?" Kasi moda yata dati yun na pag babae, bibigay namin sa'yo. Pero pag lalaki, ikikip namin. O sa anong tinuro sa akin nun? Feeling ko, pag babae ka, hindi ka ganun
Ka-importante.
precious, di ba? Importante. Of course, so I have it in my head to really always be very competitive with boys. I think part of it is trying to show off that, hey, girls are as good as boys, and we know that, right?
Correct, correct,
So,
correct.
that's my one thing.
Right.
Number 2, I think also, I felt very blessed to be adopted. Kasi yung kwento ng parents ko na Belo, they prayed so hard. Like we prayed so hard to have our children like Scar. Well, I prayed very hard. Na we really wanted you, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. So very okay. Kaya na nung pumasok na ako sa school, medyo binubuli ako ng ibang kids. Kasi my sister studied in the same school. So the whole school knew I was adopted. And alam mo, sa likod ng ko, bigla na may yung sasabi, ampon lang yan. Oo, hindi talaga Belo yan, binigay lang yan.
They were open to you that you were adopted?
Yeah, they told me from the very beginning. Yung tatay ko, he would always make it feel like it was so special. My mom telling me, alam mo, the only difference between giving birth to your child and an adopted child is one goes in your stomach, the other one goes in your heart. Kaya lang in school, ginugulo ako, kaya ka naman adopted, pinamigay ka kasi pangit ka. Tapos yung isa naman, hindi dahil pangit siya, kasi ang taba-taba niya. Porky pig. Masok ako sa isang occupation na papagandahin ko yung mga tao at papaseksihan ko yung mga tao para hindi na sila ma-bully. Kaya may hugot ang ko. Feeling nila pera yung but my purpose was that everybody should be loved. Kasi pala, pag pangit ka, pinamimigay ka lang. And then, nung teenager ako, ang dami kong tigyawat. Ano mo yung sinasabi nilang, may mukha kang, tigyawat na tinubuan ng mukha. Medyo ganun ang face ko. And ang dami kong pinuntahan na derma na wala talaga magawa for me. Doon ako nag-decide na maging derma. Di ba? Kung maganda ang skin ko, baka iba yung ko. Pero I always wanted to be a doctor. I was thinking pa, pedia, ganun. And then, because of the skin problem, I decided, doon ako nagre-research. Nakaupo ako doon, 12 years old, sa clinic ng derma ko. Tapos titingnan ko yung plastic flowers. Ay, nako, pag may clinic ako, fresh. Ay, mga punit-punit na magazine. Nako, pag ako may clinic na, bagong magazines. Alam mo yon. And then by appointment, kasi inis na inis ako that I had to wait for 2 hours, 3 hours every time I would go. So it was such a waste of time. We don't want to waste time, di ba? Our time is precious. You can't buy more of it. So sabi ko, at least in the clinic, I will try na by appointment para there's no unnecessary waiting.
When did love start for you? I mean, look, kung ang tingin mo sa sarili mo nung bata ka ay hindi ka maganda, so paano yun during adolescence, nung teenager ka, syempre?
In fairness, ang haba ng hair ko, marami naman nagko-court. I was always so conscious of being fat. Have you ever been fat? When you're fat, you're so obsessed with being fat. And in my mind, I was fat, but pala I wasn't fat. Because I was 100 pounds when I was 7 years old, right? And so my dad stopped me from eating rice. Hindi na po ako nagra-rice, hindi ako nagso-soft drinks. So I don't eat rice since I was 7. Tapos, naging 108 ako. In my mind, fat pa. Kasi in your mind, fat ka. Pero pala, in reality, sexy pala ako. Hindi ko alam. At saka dami kong tigyawat. Hair is so sanay to be like this because I'm always hiding. Pero the guys at that time, parang they didn't naman care. My time, for every girl, mga 5 boys ang ratio. So many guys, kulang ang girls.
Okay.
So ang dami mong suitor. So meron naman ako kasi charming ako, ganyan, nadadaan. Pero ang hindi ko alam, I was studying kasi in UP. Tapos I used to go to Broadcast City because may secret ako. I was an Aldeguer dancer.
No!
So ngayon,
Totoo?
that's super, nobody knew. Kasi at that time, I was dancing for the Vilma Santos show. Yung mga gumaganon,
si
pag may
Vicki Belo.
kumakanta-kanta. Pero secret life ko yon. My parents didn't know.
No!
Nobody knew. Kasi di ba, if you tell people, they'll say you're so
Vicki.
baduy. And when you dance for TV, false lashes so big, hair this big, I really didn't look like myself. So, na-meet ko naman tong Atom na to. But this is a cute story about Atom. So, si Atom, kapatid yan ni Ronnie Henares, na boyfriend ni Vilma Santos noon. Pero hindi pa sila mag-boyfriend. Anyway, kina-court pa ni Ronnie. Si Atom yung manager. So ngayon, I was dancing for Vilma. Bigla na lang one day, I see Ronnie and Atom come in. Hindi nila alam ni Atom, hindi pa kami mag-boyfriend. Nag-ano lang, we're just dating. Pumasok siya, nandiyan yung guy na dinidate ko. Sabi niya, anong gagawin ko? Sabi niya, magtago ka muna. Sabi ko, okay, tatago ako. So pumunta ako doon sa dressing room, dinaanan ko si Atom. Narinig ko, she's cute, ha? So type na niya ako, kahit nakaganon ako. Pero hindi niya ako nakilala. So pumunta ako sa loob ng banyo, umupo na lang ako doon hanggang time for me to dance. Dumating si Ronnie, knock, 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 I need the toilet. So sabi ko, paano na lang to? Makikita. So cover my hair, cover my face. Nag-open ako ng door, dumaan ako. Pagdaan ko, she's really cute, sabi ni Atom. Yung sumasayaw kami ni Jojo, yung may step palagi ang Aldeguer kasi naggumaganon. Tapos gaganon yung hair mo, biglang ganyan. Tapos sabi niya, so nanonood siya the whole time, nung gumanon ako, sabi niya, gumanon siya, nakilala ako. So after, he's the only one who knew I was dancing in Aldeguer. I didn't know you.
Okay.
I said, please don't tell my mom, please don't tell anybody. So nobody ever knew. Yun.
What a story. What a
pero
revelation.
he finds me very cute, si Atom. Gusto niya kasi yung not normal.
Correct.
So may pagka-abno.
So nagtagal naman kayo ni Atom.
Ni Atom Henares. Yes, actually we were married for 11 years.
Wow.
And we were dating for 4, so 15 years. But now,
Yes.
yeah, Hayden and I are 17, so.
Wow, Atom and Hayden best friends.
Kinda, yeah. Because Atom always, Hayden's very techy, so he needs help all the time with his computer stuff. Atom naman, and then Hayden naman loves paintings. It's his new passion. And cars. So yeah, and they're always talking. So it's cute.
Paano ba kayo nagkakilala ni Hayden?
We met in a beauty contest. We were both judges in UST for Mr. and Miss UST. And then when he passed by, of course, I'm the older one, so I was the, chairman of the board. Dumaan siya, sabi ko sa best friend ko, kasi dala ko si Lian, "You cute, ah." Sabi ko, ano kaya to? Akala ko naman may specialty na. Hindi pala. Intern lang, president daw siya ng Intern Association ng Makati Medical. So sabi ko, ay, para kay Crystal. So doon nag-umpisa, may chismis kasi that he was dating Crystal. He wasn't dating Crystal first. The mother of Crystal just wanted him to date Crystal para I'll have a doctor son-in-law. Kasi wala akong child na doctor.
Okay.
Tapos, si Crystal naman may boyfriend na napaka-faithful ni Crystal. Sabi niya, "Mommy, he's cute, but I have a boyfriend." O, di ba? Parang nanay niya napaka-faithful. So, so sabi ko, okay. So, he would come to the clinic, visit me kasi gusto raw niya maging cosmetic surgeon. So, he would come to observe. But then he'll bring me CD, chocolate. Ako naman parang, ano to? He'd come to the office every day, bring me a novel. Lagi yung may dalang chocolate na maliit na bar or flower na isa. Yung ganong type. So hindi ko alam if he was just being thoughtful, which I thought he was. Anyway, so I was thinking, he never occurred to me na may romance kasi ang laki ng gap. one time we went to Tsukiji and we ate lunch. And I was sitting here, normally we sit across each other. Then this time he sat beside me. So nakaupo siya doon. Then bigla na lang, may mga actions sa ilalim ng table. Yung parang ginagano ng pa ako. Tapos, parang he was playing footsie. So ako naman tingin ng tingin kasi hindi ko alam. Kasi he never sits beside me, he's always in front. Tinang ko, sabi ko, kasi malaki siya eh. And to this day, he tells me, he didn't really mean it daw. Matangkad lang kasi siya. So hindi, there's not enough space.
How many years apart?
23.
23 years, okay. So, stuff Hollywood is made of. Pero dito sa Pilipinas, wala.
Sobrang
How did you handle it? I mean, eto, merong lumiligaw sa'yo na napakabatang pogi na single.
You know, Corina, I don't know, but my life is full of like that, diba? I'm always controversial without meaning to be.
Right.
So when I first came to dermatology, it was so controversial because I was doing lasers and people were saying lasers will burn your brain. I was injecting Botox, first one to bring Botox in. You are putting toxin, you will kill the people. Diba? Yung mga ganun. So nasanay na rin ako na hindi ko sila pinapakialaman kung anong iniisip nila kasi I can never please them anyway. With this naman, we really got along. Because I've always wanted to be with a doctor. It's nice to talk about medical stuff, and nobody else can talk about it with me except another doctor. Plus, he was guwapo. Ang sarap na when I see him, kilig pa rin ako. To this day, 17 years later, when I see him, parang, ang guwapo-guwapo naman nito. So but I never thought it would be serious.
Pero at one point, feeling nyo ba kailangan yung magtago o isikreto?
We were really hiding, and we were so happy for about a year and a half. Walang may alam. So we'd go out naman, but I wasn't really announcing. And then Mahi Dumawa saw us at an event. And nilagay ako sa TV Patrol mo.
Okay.
Dr. Vicki Belo is dating a doctor na young, ganyan-ganyan. Si Mario talaga.
Mario talaga.
So nung na-announce na, hindi tinuloy na namin kasi na-announce na. Pero actually, it was the worst thing. I mean, doon nawala si Hayden. He changed. He really changed.
Bakit? You said no the first time he asked you to marry him.
No, I never said no. He was planning to propose to me in Morocco. And what he told me is he told you, and he told Georgie, and I don't know, Pepito Albert yata to make me a dress kasi surprise.
Okay.
Well, of course, sinurprise ko siya. Kasi hindi ko alam na may ganun. So one day, I tell him, I had to give a talk in Texas on December 8. And the thing was supposed to be December 5 to 10. Sabi niya, ha? I said, yeah, I have to give a talk to the nurses in Texas December 8. Why? I said, if you don't have to go, I'm just telling you, you don't have to go if you don't want to. No, I'll go. When we got there pala, propose siya sa Texas. So, nag-give ako ng talk, and then after that, we went to the aquarium because he wanted to see a Bengal tiger. Ako naman, how can you see a Bengal tiger in the aquarium? But there were pala talaga Bengal tigers in the aquarium. Anyway, after the Bengal tiger, we sat down, bigla na lang, splash in the water sa scuba, sa malaking tank ng aquarium. And then there were girls. Sabi niya, ang sexy ng girls. O, di piko naman ako. Parang sexy na naman. Pagtingin ko, nakahawak ng sign. Vicki, will you marry me? I love you. Will you marry me, Hayden? Yung girls were holding the scuba diving tank. And then when I looked at him, wala na siya dito, nandito na siya. Of course, ang dami namin pinagdaanan. I didn't trust him. Parang what kind of marriage? Number one, ang laki ng gap. Number two, he's so attractive to so many people. Alam niyo, when I go to the banyo for 5 minutes, pagbalik ko, may young girls, may older girls, may same age girl. Ang dami talaga diba? And then mahina pa siya sa temptation. So sabi ko, if I ever marry this guy. But it was so public and there were so many people. So he said, will you marry me? Ganyan. And I said, yes, I guess. But I said, I really just postponed it for a long time.
And when it finally happened, oh my, talagang wala na yatang kakabog sa wedding na yon. I mean, who gets married in that place?
Palais Garnier.
I know.
No, I really have to give it all to Hayden because he planned everything. I think Hayden, the thing about him that I love is everything is special. He will never do ordinary. Diba? So even his proposal, the wedding, we wanted to get married in Paris kasi yun talaga ang favorite city namin. Pero, hanap kami ng hotel, parang ang papangit, mas maganda mga hotel dito. And maliliit. Dinaanan namin yung Palais Garnier. And then, I said, what's that? Can we get married there? And he said, I think that's the Opera House. So we engaged Javi. parang it's a government building, and you know, the French, they don't care to make money or anything. So nobody wanted to give us permission. Pero hindi talaga tinigilan ni.
Let's talk about something extraordinary that happens to a lot but not to all. You had cancer.
I had cancer in 2016, and I was diagnosed with 3rd stage cancer of the breast. And I went to Europe and the States for treatment. So I kind of disappeared for about a year and a half to 2 years. In my daughter's wedding, Crystal, I was bald, completely bald. I was diagnosed, I think, January of the year. And then I went to Europe and I was told by them there that I was going to die. Don't bother to have chemo, don't bother, just fix your affairs, you're dead in 2 years. I went to New York Presbyterian, and they wouldn't give me anything. Then, you know, I said, so what are my chances? And they were very quiet. We'll try our best. That's when I knew how much Atom still loved me. He went with us talaga. I think that's when he and Hayden got close, because they were in every CT scan, PET scan, radiation thing. And then Crystal had her wedding on a certain date, so I had to have my chemo. My mom passed away. In the middle of having my chemo, I kept asking my mom, she's 89. I said, Mom, you have to stay with me because we're so close, like you are with your mom. I said, I need you talaga, please don't leave me. But she was saying, I'm so tired na iya, you know, I'm feeling sick. No, please stay with me. So on my second chemo, I was doing my chemo. In the middle of my chemo, they called me that my mom had collapsed and that she's in Makati Med. They couldn't revive her in 30 minutes. So I was there with the chemo and I said, hurry it up. Because I want to go to her and reach her and she's still warm. And then he said, if we hurry it up, you're dead because it's so toxic. And then I said, okay, then take it off, but then you'll have to do it all over again. I'm halfway, diba? Traumatic, but I think my mom passed away because Atom kept telling her, Vicki has to go to the States, but she won't leave because she wants to be near you. So after that, I went to the States and I did my radiation. It was so funny pa. Actually, people don't know this, but I was being interviewed by CNN. And CNN, kasi when they interview you, they warn you like 5 months ahead of time. So I think they talked to me November, but the interview was in April, I think, or something. I totally forgot about them because, of course, there's so much more happening. Dapat first chemo pa, your hair's lagas na, but it didn't fall. So I said, oh, baka naman I was injecting with mga vitamin P and things for my hair. So I thought baka, because, you know, maybe it's working. So when the interview happened, I had my chemo 2 days before. And, you know, when you do chemo, you're green. You're basically green. You look so sick. I was feeling bloated and ugly. So while I was having my interview, hair was falling on the floor. And so I would look at my people and say, am I getting bald in front of CNN? Because while they're interviewing me, the hair was falling and it was plenty clumps. And then the helpers would come and make, bring it out with a walis, di ba? And they said, no, you're okay pa, you're okay pa. Anyway, I couldn't concentrate on the interview kasi, of course, yes, ang hirap noon, di ba? So they asked me a question. They said, what are your plans for the future? If you have cancer, kasi wala kang plans. You just want to get well, and you don't want to plan. I don't plan, because I don't know if I'm going to be alive or not. And they told me pa, I'm going to be dead. So, you know, so I'm like, I couldn't answer. Corina, you know naman how I answer. Ang bilis, di ba? So I looked at them, and they go, do you have plans for the future? I said, do you know Hayden and I have a baby? And Scarlett was 1. And they go, what? I didn't know what to say, di ba? Gusto ko yung attention mawala sa akin. I said, Hayden and I have a baby. Ibaba niyo nga si Scarlett. That's why na-announce. And because we weren't planning to say anything. I mean, if people find out, they find out. But what's this announcement? Parang, who are we? We're just doctors. Then I had to call Hayden to apologize because I didn't clear it with him.
To be told, sasabihin sa'yo na wala ka ng pag-asa, mamamatay ka na, tapos yung nanay mo, 89, namatay na rin, meron kang bagong baby, paano mo na-survive yun? Vicky, hindi namin naramdaman. Hindi kaming mga nakapaligid sa'yo, hindi namin naramdaman yung pinagdaanan mong napakahirap na yun.
Yeah. Well, talaga, alam mo, kayo, I think nakikita yung mga Instagram, kakala niyo yung mga life namin perfect, or mapakasaya, nagbabiyahe, nag-shopping, whatever, Corina. You know, everybody has their challenges. Wala talagang perfect buhay. So, huwag kayong ma-depress pag nakita nyo ganun. Tapos yung life nyo, hindi pala, feeling nyo hindi ganun kaganda. Lagi nyo hanapin yung ganda sa buhay nyo.
Health is so
Health
important.
is wealth. So now, that's really my thing. Health, like you and I. When you get older, ano na yun, di ba? Slow down a bit.
I'm already older.
You look so younger.
Thanks to Belo. I'm blown away by what you went through. So, anong secret? That you still look this fabulous, you are well. So, paano? Ano ang prayers, of course,
Prayers,
you say.
of course. Family, love, support,
Yes.
right? And you know, the #1 secret is Scarlett.
Scarlett, they're all near you. Why don't you say hi?
Can't beat that surprise. No, because I hope you enjoyed Kenya with me. And if
Kasi I really look at her, ako, and I want to be with her. I don't want to leave her naman so young, di ba? So I kept praying, Lord, please give me time.